Man, isn't it kind of wild that Diego Lopes versus Jean Silva is going down this Saturday? Like, bro, this feels like a Super Bowl to me. I haven't been this hyped since probably Pereira fought Ankalaev. That kind of energy. This one kind of has that type of energy. I'm gonna be real. And here's why. Diego Lopes' last fight was literally against Volkanovski. Think about that. The guy went 5 hard rounds with one of the greatest featherweights ever. And didn't even just survive. He actually had moments against Volk, and he had Volk in danger at one point. Let's just say how it is. He had him hurt. Not many people can say that. Now, he's facing Jean Silva, who basically been walking around with this aura like he's the final boss of the fighting nerds. And dude, he's been out here, folding people like laundry. Let's just say how it is. His counter striking is nasty. His timing, ridiculous. And he's literally playing around with Bryce Mitchell like it was sparring day. And Bryce is no joke, man. I know a lot of people like to clown on him because of recency bias, but let's just say how it is, man. Bryce Mitchell gave Topuria, a kind of a challenge in that fight. And Gene Silva just came in here like it was another day in the office, you know what I'm saying? Gene made him look like another warm-up. But here's the kicker. Silva got all this pressure now because the rest of the fighting nerds have been taking L's. I mean, Mauricio Rufy lost. Kyle Brahalo lost. And suddenly the whole fighting nerd identity took a hit. Now, all that hype is sitting squarely on Gene Silva's shoulders right now. And his test is a guy who just fought for the title and a guy who almost knocked out Volk. That's not exactly easy proving grounds, you know what I'm saying? And man, let's just be real. This fight on the feet is crazy because you got two completely different philosophies clashing, okay? Gene Silva is the sniper, the guy who doesn't waste energy. He doesn't throw fluff, just sits back, makes his reads, and cracks you clean. When he lands, it's not just a point shot, it's a thudding, alright? Fight alerting kind of shot. Against Drew Dober, you saw it clear as day. Dober's in there throwing with, some bad intentions, like he's always throwing. Obviously, he wasn't racially motivated, but Silva was calm, blocking, rolling, and landing those perfect elbows and straight shots. It was like watching someone play on easy mode, while the other guy was sweating, alright? But let me tell you something, brother. Diego Lopes isn't the type to sit back and play your game. This dude's whole striking approach is built on pressure, durability, and making the fight as ugly as possible. He's got that tight high guard, he pushes forward no matter what that's coming at him, and he forces you into chaos. And let's not forget, in his last fight with Volkanovski, he went 5 full rounds with one of the best defensive fighters in the division that we've ever seen. And not only did he survive, he actually hurt Volk at one point. Bro, you cannot count on one hand the number of guys who really had Volk wobbling like that, okay? Brian Ortega, Max Holloway, Islam Makhachev, but that's besides the point, okay? That tells you already that Diego's not just some brawler walking forward, eating shots. He's dangerous. Even the best guys in the world have to respect it. Now, stylistically, Silva thrives when you give him room. He wants to fight at mid-range. He wants you to overextend so he can time that counter and punish you. He's comfortable on the back foot. He's like a guy drawing you in. But Diego, he's the exact opposite. He's basically saying, nah, you don't get that comfort zone. I'm going to walk straight through the fire and drag you into a dogfight. And yeah, that's where the fight gets interesting. Because yeah, Silva is sharper, cleaner, more accurate. No doubt about it. But nobody looks sharp and clean when they're being pressed against the fence for 25 minutes by a dude with a chin made out of steel and endless pressure. And Silva's not a flawless either, I can admit that. As good as he is, he does get a little predictable with that big power hand, okay? Sometimes he's a little too in love with his counters, waiting for that perfect moment. And that can let a guy like Lopes carry momentum. Plus, his stance, the way he carries that lead leg, it's there to be kicked. If Diego Lopes makes in some calf kicks or just walks him down behind that high guard, Silva's not going to be able to just dance around comfortable. And if Silva starts getting too cute, glove tapping, taunting, Diego's the type of guy to say, forget the handshake and fire a hook right through it, okay? So it really comes down to this. If the fight stays clean, Silva's probably going to pick Diego apart. He's too accurate, too composed, too defensively aware not to. But if Diego makes it messy, if he gets inside, throw some volume, test Silva's defense in the trenches, then all that sniper stuff goes out the window real quick. That's why this matchup feels so damn fun. You got the precision versus the pressure, the patience versus the chaos, a counterpuncher versus a brawler. Now, if we're talking about cardio and durability, this is where I think it gets kind of fun because both of these guys can go deep in the trenches. 5 rounds, cool. They'll both still be there, all right? But how they look after those 5 rounds is going to tell the story because Diego Lopes, man, he's got that dog cardio. He can keep walking you down all night, chin tug behind that guard, throwing bombs whether he's tired or not. Like, go back and watch the Volk fight. Round 5, the dude's still in Volk's face. He's still looking for that kill shot. That kind of gas tank combined with his pressure style is a nightmare because it's not just physical, it's mental. You think you're going to break him, and then he's still there eating shots, swinging back, and that makes a lot of fighters fold. Now, Jean Silva's cardio, from what we've seen, is solid too. He's picking his moments, being patient, that saves him gas, and to his credit, he doesn't get reckless when he gets tired. He'll still be sharp, still countering, still dangerous. But the thing though, Silva still has to deal with this guy like Lopes in the later rounds. Drew Dober, he folded him before he got too deep. He hasn't really had to survive 25 minutes with a dude that just won't stop walking forward. Now, durability, man, Diego's chin is ridiculous. Volk cracked him clean multiple times, and he ate it and just kept coming. He's been in wars and just doesn't go away. Silva hits hard, no doubt, but the question is, can he crack Diego enough to actually put him down? Or is he going to end up unloading everything and still have Diego in his face round 4 with that Terminator energy? Now that's the big question, am I right? But man, I'm not even going to overcomplicate it. I'm rocking with Jean Silva in this fight. Straight up, like I get it. Diego's that dude. He's proven. He's a dog. He just fought Volk. Almost put Volk down. Whatever. But I can't shake how sharp Silva is, bro. Like, bro, you blink, you're on the floor type of energy. This guy has freaking aura, alright? Diego, he's hittable. That high guard looks cool until you realize punches sneak right through the middle. You saw it with Volk. Volk isn't a knockout guy, and he was touching Diego clean. Now imagine what Silva's going to do, okay? Who actually throws heat with every shot. He's not just touching you, he's busting you up. And here's the other thing, man. Silva's not in a rush. He's not going to gas himself out trying to take Diego's head off in round 1. He'll sit back, he'll feint, he'll talk to the ref maybe, he'll take a high five with Diego mid-fight probably. Bro will literally play mind games with you while you're trying to hit him. And then out of nowhere, like a freaking Looney Tunes character, he cracks you with a counter. The second you think it's chill, like it's disrespectful at this point. People keep saying, well, Diego's got the grappling. Yeah, sure, but when was the last time you saw Diego shoot? He's not a shooter. He's walking forward, swinging like a zombie. That's not going to suddenly turn into a double leg city against Silva, all right? So all that jiu-jitsu talk, cool for the highlight reels, but I don't think it matters here, to be honest. And look, man, the main reason I'm going with Jean Silva is because he's just got more ways to win on the feet. Diego's tough, he's gritty, and he's going to be there all night. But being tough doesn't stop you from getting pieced up. Jean's accuracy, in my opinion, is next level. And when you combine that with the power and the timing, it's not just about landing. It's about landing the right shots that change the entire fight. And I know people are going to say, well, Diego Lopes' pressure could wear him out. Well, which is entirely possible. But in my opinion, nah, man. Silva has already shown that he doesn't crack under pressure. I mean, against Drew Dober, who's basically built like a fire hydrant and throwing bombs like he's trying to punch through concrete, Silva stayed calm, blocked, countered, and picked him apart. That's exactly the kind of composure you need against Diego. If you panic when Diego's in your face, you're done. But if you stay chill and snipe him, he's the one who's going to start second guessing himself, alright? Another big thing for me is that Silva's got that little bit of chaos factor. Like, he's not just a boring technician. He taunts, he'll glove tap, he'll play mind games and all that stuff. Some get frustrated, some rush in, and Silva is just waiting for that mistake. Diego is as durable as they come, okay? Does he get reckless in exchanges? Yes. He likes to plant, throw big meaty hooks, and trade. And every time he does, I think Silva's going to catch him clean down the pipe. And don't forget, Diego's defense is his face. That high guard looks tough, but Volk still found a way through it. Volk doesn't even crack like Silva, alright? If Volk can sting you, Silva can put you on skates. That's just the reality. And while Diego's grappling is a nice talking point, he's not the type of dude to start shooting. Alright? He's not a Marab. He's not an Islam. And if Silva doesn't give him the openings, that jiu-jitsu probably is never going to enter the fight. So when I look at the sharper striker, the faster hands, the better timing, the patience under fire, sneaky mind games, and carrying the whole fighting nerds banner after Rufy and Kaho just got cooked, man, that's enough for me. I think Jean Silva's gonna rise to the moment. So yeah, I'm riding with Silva. I think he lights up Diego. I think his accuracy is too much. I think the speed is too much. And honestly, I could see Diego leaving this fight looking like he just got jumped. Eyes swollen shut, eyebrows split, blood everywhere. Doctors might have to step in. And if not, Silva still wins on the cards, just off piecing him up. So yeah, I know it's kind of a risky pick, but I really believe that Jean Silva is going to come through here, okay? Now, of course, there's always the chance that he just gets caught and knocked out. I mean, after all, it's MMA, man. That can happen to anybody. And if it happens, I'll own it. I'll be right here like, damn, didn't see that one coming. That's on me. But that ain't going to happen. Fuck that. Jean Silva's going to win. Nah, I'm just kidding. But anything can happen, But I'm pretty confident on my pick. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like always, guys, I'll see you guys on my next one.